The objective of this lesson is to write a given decimal fraction number in expanded form and write an expanded form expression as a number. In previous lessons, students have learned expanded notation with whole numbers. Students have learned that numbers can be written as a set of addends or can be written as a pair of factors. Today's lesson will extend to writing decimals using both notations as well as using decimal fractions. Let's use place value discs and a place value chart to model the number 3 72/100. The model has 3 ones discs, 7/10 discs, and 2 hundredths discs. Let's write the number in expanded form as a set of addends using fractional notation. 3 wholes plus 7/10 plus 2 hundredths. Students have learned in previous lessons that the fractional amounts can also be written in decimal notation. Let's use the place value disc to show what that would also look like and compare the two models. The 3 wholes will look the same for both models. Instead of fractions for each tenth, we will represent it using decimals. Although we have 2 different forms of the number, the value remains the same. Now, let's write the number in expanded form as a pair of factors, first in fractional form and next in decimal form. The first digit is 3 wholes and will be written as 3 groups of 1 whole, or 3 times 1. The next digit is 7/10 and will be written as 7 groups of 1/10, or 7 times 1/10. The last digit is 2 hundredths and will be written as 2 groups of 100ths, or 2 times 100th. Now we can add all the pairs of factors together to make 3 72/100. The expanded form can also be written using decimals. 3 times 1 plus 7 times 1/10 plus 2 times 100th. The first factor in each place value pair is the number of iterations of that place value, and the second factor in each place value pair is the unit size. Let's write an expanded expression in standard form and use the discs and place value mat to model. 4 groups of 10 plus 9 groups of 1 plus 6 groups of 1/10 plus 8 groups of 100th. The first digit is 4 groups of 10. As noted earlier, the first factor is 4, which means that there are 4 of the second factor of 10, or a 4 in the tens place. Model this by placing 4 discs in the tens column. The next digit is 9 groups of 1, or a 9 in the ones place. This is modeled by placing 9 discs in the ones column. The next digit is 6 groups of tenths, or a 6 in the tenths place. And then finally 8 groups of 100ths, or an 8 in the hundredths place. The number in standard form is 49 68/100. Please note that students will be given the opportunity to represent the numbers in both fractional notation and decimal notation. The objective for this lesson was to write a given decimal fraction number in expanded form and write an expanded form expression as a number. We met this objective by using place value charts and place value discs to model numbers written in standard and expanded form for fractional and decimal notation. We also learned that numbers can be written in expanded form using addends or pairs of factors.